In this video, we will do the paper analysis of GATE economics paper held in 2025, specifically of the mathematical portion. Okay, so first question is, in context of perfectly competitive market, identify the statement that is not correct. We need to find the statement that is not correct. So what happens in case of perfectly competitive market? Options are being given. Producing less than competitive output lowers the welfare. Let us see. So if we have perfectly competitive, we have output here, price here, this is downward demand sloping demand function, we have the supply function. In case of perfect competition, we know we have the maximum welfare, that is we have maximum consumer surplus, producer surplus, and we have zero deadweight loss in case of perfect competition. So in case of perfect competition, we have maximum welfare, and in case of monopoly, we know we have least welfare. Now what are the options? Producing less than competitive output lowers the welfare. Obviously, if we are producing at this point, if we produce at this point, gives us the maximum welfare, okay, at a price of P star. If we produce at this point, we will have the deadweight loss. Obviously, consumer surplus and producer surplus will decrease, so this option is correct. Producing more than the competitive output lowers the welfare. Obviously, this is also correct. Then the welfare is dependent on both price and competitive output. Obviously, it depends on both price and competitive output. Last option is, if a consumer values the last unit more than the marginal cost of production, producing an additional unit shall lower the welfare. No, it will increase the welfare. So I will be doing the mathematical portion. Obviously, that's my specialization, loosely speaking. So let's come to the next question. The demand function is given as log of Q is equal to log of A plus 0.5 log of P, where Q is the quantity, P is the unit price of good A. P is the price of good, and A is a positive real number. The own price elasticity of demand is, options are perfectly elastic, perfectly inelastic, elastic, or inelastic. Okay, so we have the demand function log Q is equal to log A plus 0.5 log P. Okay, first thing, take differential on both sides. So differential of log Q is 1 upon Q dq is equal to differential of log A is constant, so its derivative will be 0. Okay, since it is being told it is constant, plus we have 0.5, so let's write 0.5 is 1 upon 2. Differential of log P will be 1 upon P dP. Okay, and we know the formula for elasticity of demand. Elasticity of demand is equal to the change in the quantity due to the change in the price into P upon Q. Solving this equation, okay, this equation for to find our dQ upon dP. In this equation, if I transpose this dP here, so we will get dQ upon dP will be equal to 1 upon twice P into transpose this Q, it gets multiplied. So in this video, I am just giving a idea how to solve. I will be solving these questions conventionally on my tabletop marker whiteboard, but here I am just giving an idea how to solve this. Okay, so this is times, so P upon Q, so P and P gets cancelled, Q and Q gets cancelled, so we are left with 1 upon 2 is the absolute price elasticity of demand. So absolute price elasticity of demand came out to be 1 upon 2. We know that if absolute price elasticity of demand is less than 1, we have inelastic. Okay, if it is greater than 1, we have elastic. Okay, in this case here we can see, now in case of perfectly elastic, absolute value is equal to, in case of that is infinite. In case of inelastic, elasticity of demand is 0. But in this case we got 1 upon 2, which is less than 1. That means in this case the own price elasticity of demand is inelastic. Okay, so let me repeat. I am just giving you an idea how to solve them, specifically mathematical portion. Non-mathematical portion is not my concern or subject. So next question is, which one of the following is a part of unconventional monetary policy? We are being given the options as repo rate, quantitative easing, fractional banking, or reverse repo rate. Now, by unconventional monetary policy, what we mean? So, unconventional monetary policy, it targets directly the rate of interest. Okay, so in the given option, repo rate also directly targets the rate of interest. Fractional banking, it also fractional reserve banking, it also directly impacts the rate of interest, and reverse repo rate, obviously. So these are the part of the conventional monetary policy. Quantitative easing is then the unconventional monetary policy in this question. Okay, next question is question number 30 we have. Okay, so if I am giving the explanation of these theoretical questions, it may be at times correct or not. That is not my domain. I will be focusing on the mathematical portion in this video. So next question is which of the following statements is not true in the context of Keynesian absolute income hypothesis? Okay, so we have question 30. APC plus APS is equal to 1, that is correct. Average propensity to consume plus average propensity to save is equal to 1 in case of absolute income hypothesis. Marginal propensity to consume is constant. Okay, in case of absolute income hypothesis, this is also true. Average propensity to consume increases as income increases. No. Last option is marginal propensity to consume plus marginal propensity to save equals 1, and we know this. MPC plus MPS is equal to 1. So incorrect option will be this: APC increases as income increases. Next question is, we are being given a function f of x, y, z is equal to x square y cube z. Then we need to find x times the partial derivative of this function with respect to x plus y times the partial derivative of this function with respect to y plus the partial derivative of this function with respect to dz. Okay, when we solve this, I don't have the idea. We will get, rather I don't have the space here. I will be solving these questions in detail. Okay, so it will look like this. Now if I write it here, so we have x times df upon dx, the partial derivative of this function with respect to x. So coefficient of x becomes exponent of x square becomes coefficient, so we will get twice x y cube z plus then we have y. Df upon dy means the partial derivative with respect to y. So y has cube here, it becomes coefficient, so we have 3 x square and exponent is subtracted by 1 square, then we have z plus similarly df upon dz. First we have z, df upon dz means the partial derivative of this function again with respect to z. Okay, so derivative of z will be 1, so we are left with x square y cube. Okay, so if we solve it, we will get that is x square y cube z, then we have 2 plus 3 plus 1, so we will get 6 times x cube y square z, which will be equal to 6 times f of x comma y comma z, because f of x y z is x square y cube z. Okay, so here you will get confused how I solved it, but I will be solving them in detail as I am doing. So I'm just doing this free of cost. I don't charge any hidden cost in these questions. Next question is, let f of x is equal to minus 3x square 1 times 1 minus x minus 3x times 1 minus x whole square minus 1 minus x whole cube. We need to find out the derivative of this function with respect to x. Okay, so if I write it like this, in this equation, if we take 1 upon x, 1 upon x and 1 upon x common, so we are left with 1 minus x, sorry, it is 1 minus x common, so we are left with minus 3 x square, then we have minus 3, 1 minus x, then we have minus 1 minus x whole square. Okay, so we have 1 minus x, then we have minus 3 x square, then we have minus 3 plus minus into minus is plus 3x minus, using a minus b whole square formula in this part, so we will get minus times 1 square plus x square minus 2x. Okay, solving further, so we will get 1 minus x. Solving this, we will get the correct option is A. I don't have the space. I will be rather solving them in detail. Okay. Next question is, so this is not my domain. Next question is, which of the following is or correct in context of national income accounting? Okay, GDP is sum of all factor payments. That's correct. Net domestic product equals GDP minus depreciation. Yes, because NDP is equal to GDP minus depreciation. This is also correct. GNP is equal to gross domestic product plus net income from abroad. That's also correct. Last option is net national product equals GNP minus gross domestic product. No, net national product is equal to gross national product minus depreciation. Okay, so this is incorrect. So A, B and C are the correct options in this case. Next question is, so I'm just giving the idea how to solve this. So we have a system of linear equations, 3 obviously. The value of P for which the system of equations have infinitely many solutions are. So first we write them into the matrix form. AX is equal to B in this form. So A is the coefficient matrix, so A will be equal to the coefficient of x in the first term is 1, so we have 1 2 3 1 2 3. Here we have 2 1 rather P, and Z is 0. Then we have 3 2 and P, 3 2 and P. Okay, for if we solve this using the Cramer's rule, if the determinant of A is equal to 0, we will have unique solution. Okay, if the determinant of A, if the determinant of A is not equal to 0, we have a unique solution. If determinant of this matrix is equal to 0 and the at least one numerator determinant is 0, we will have infinitely many solutions. By this what we mean, when we solve these equations, so first we find out A. To solve using Cramer's rule, we find A1 A2, that is the determinant of the new what I can say equations that we form. So if first the determinant of A is equal to 0 is not equal to 0, we have unique solution. Okay, then to find out the value of, let us say, x is what we do, we divide A1 by the original determinant. Okay, I cannot explain all the stuff here because I don't have the full space here, so I'll be taking these questions if you are if you show some interest in my videos. Next question is, which of the following statements is or correct? Question number 36. The difference between human poverty index and human development index is that the former measure focuses on the deprivations. Yes, in case of human poverty index, we measure the deprivation. We also call it the deprivation index. So that's true. This is the main difference between HPI and HDI. HDI is the index formed by three indices. We know that these are infant mortality, rather what we call them, life expectancy, education, and standard of living. Sorry. Uh, B option is the human development index is insensitive to inequalities in the distribution of human development in the population. Human development. Yes, that is also correct. So A and B are correct. Income-based poverty lines are sufficient to capture the well-being of country's citizen. That's the income-based poverty lines. Yeah. No, that cannot be correct. Another option is multi-dimensional poverty index considers difference in the intra-household distribution of intra-household. So I guess these two are not correct. These two should be, the first two should be correct options. So it is multi-select question. Okay, so this is in fact not my domain, so I'm just trying to explain how the paper was. So which of the following statements are the key features of new economic reforms in 1991? So we know that we have LPG policy, that is the liberalization, privatization, and globalization in case of new economic reforms of 1991. So liberalization, that is correct. Privatization, that is correct. Complete nationalization of all industries, that was not the case. Globalization, that's correct. So it should be A, B, and D should be correct. Overall, the paper seems to be from easy to moderate. Then the next question is a constant elasticity substitution utility function is given by UCS z of z1 is equal to 1 upon delta times z1 raised power delta plus z2 raised. So this is our CS production function, and we have a quasi-linear utility function given by 2z plus log z2. We are being told which of the following options are not correct. Okay, this CES production function is homothetic, but quasi-linear utility function is non-homothetic. That is true. For delta is equal to 0, CS production is strictly convex rather. So in case of, if delta is equal to 1, so we will get U is equal to Z1 Z2, so it is standard Cobb-Douglas rather, sorry, I'm not feeling well, so it becomes Cobb-Douglas production rather utility function, so it is convex. Next option is the MRS for the CS utility function and the quasi-linear utility function are dependent on both Z1 and Z2. No. In case of CS production, this may be true, but in case of quasi-linear production, only it depends on one of the variables or the goods. If Z1 is equal to Z2, marginal rate of substitution is 2 for both CES and Q quasi-linear function. So I will be solving these kind of questions in detail. 39. Question number 39. So this is from the uncertainty. I will be solving these questions. So this question is about the maximum amount the risk neutral person would be willing to play the lottery. I will be solving these in detail. Okay. Next question is, for a closed economy with no government expenditure and taxes, the aggregate consumption function is given by C is equal to 100 plus 0.75 y subscript d, where y denotes the disposable income. If the total investment is 80, the equilibrium level of output is, So we have at equilibrium y will be equal to c plus I, and c is being given us as 100 plus 0.75 y plus investment is 80. Okay. Transpose this y here, it gets subtracted, it becomes 0.25y is equal to, so we have 180. 0.2y means 1 upon 4, y is equal to 180, or y will be equal to 180 into 4. So which is 4 zeros are 4 8 are 32, 4 ones are 4, 5 6 is 7. So it should be 720 should be the correct, rather 720 should be the answer. Next question is, if x is continuous random variable whose probability density function is given by, that is f of x is equal to 1 upon x square for x lies between 0 and infinity is equal to 0 elsewhere, the median of x is, so in case of continuous what we call probability density function, variance of x will be given by, that is the expectation of x square minus expectation of x whole square, which will be equal to the indefinite integral, sorry, from minus infinity to infinity of x. Then we solve, so I don't have the space here. Next question is, the inverse demand function for the monopolist is given by P is equal to 100 minus KQ, where P is the unit price, Q is the quantity, and K is a constant. The cost function facing the monopolist is given by C is equal to 50 plus 2Q. So I will be taking these very questions in detail. Okay. So we are being told if the profit maximizing output is equal to 7, we need to find out the value of the maximum profit. Okay. So what is the profit function? Total revenue minus total cost. So total revenue is price into quantity minus total cost is 50, then we have minus 2q minus 2q square. Okay, this very function we subtract. So P is being given us as 100 minus kq. First we need to find out the value of k, then we can find out, and equilibrium level of output is being given here. Okay, so I will be taking these questions in detail. So this is also consider the simple Keynesian closed economy model. Okay, question number 43. With the following information, marginal propensity to consume is equal to 0.9, initial level of savings is 120, and income increases by 100. We need to find out the level of savings, new savings, let us say S superscript and denotes this. So first we need to form the savings function, which will be equal to the autonomous savings plus marginal propensity to save, which will be 0.1, because marginal propensity to consume is 0.9 times y. Okay, so initially the savings is 120 will be equal to S naught plus 0.1 y. Okay, then we use a multiplier, we will get the answer. I don't have the space here. Okay, I will be solving them. So this is the statistics portion. I'm not what I can say, comfortable with that. Next question is, consider the 3-firm oligopoly market with linear demand function given by P is equal to 25 minus Q, where P is the unit price, Q is the total quantity supplied. If total quantity Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3, where Qi denotes the output of the ith firm with I is equal to 1, 2, 3, the total cost curve of total cost curve of firm I is being given. TCI is equal to AI plus 5QI, where AIs are positive real numbers. Assume the Cournot solution exists, the value of Q we are supposed to find out. Okay. So in case of Cournot, we know that firms compete in terms of quantity, so we will get 3 reaction functions. That is, what will we do? We will equate the marginal revenue of firm 1 with the marginal cost. Similarly, marginal revenue of firm 2 with the marginal cost of firm 2. Marginal revenue of firm 3 with the marginal cost of firm 3. Okay. solving this, if we solve for 1, since we have the symmetric costs, we will get, if we got the value of q1, okay, we don't need to solve for q2 and q3 because they are the symmetric formulas here. I will be taking this question in detail. Question number 46 is transfer payments by the governments are viewed as negative taxes, indirect taxes, non-tax revenues, transfer value. Obviously, transfer payments does not contribute to the increase in the GDP, so these are the negative taxes. Next question is match the column. So we have the Phillips curve. Obviously, Phillips curve shows us the trade-off between inflation and unemployment. So describes the relationship between rate of unemployment and inflation. So it will go like this. Cournot curve shows us the trade-off between, rather the relationship between environment, income equality, and per capita income. So this should not be correct. Okay, so first we need to find out J curve shows us the relationship between devaluation and trade deficit. We know that. Laffer curve shows the relationship between tax rate and tax revenue. So this goes with this. And Cournot curve describes the relationship between degree of income inequality and the level of per capita income, which says initially with the what we call with the growth there will be income inequality, but as long, that is the concept of Cournot curve. I am not pretty confident in the theoretical portion, but it shows the relationship between. So initially there will be inequality as the country is developing, okay, in initial phases, but then this inequality will get minimized. That is the essence of the what we call the Cournot curve. Next question is the new classical policy ineffectiveness. Okay, so let us take it like this. I don't need to solve. So this is from the linear regression. So this is also from statistics. So I am just focusing on the mathematical portion. So a Cobb-Douglas type short-run production function is given by, that is Q is equal to 2 under root L K, where QL and QLK are the output labor and capital respectively. K is fixed as K bar. The unit price of L is W and unit price of K is R. It is given that a wage rate is equal to 12. We need to see which of the options are correct. Yeah, one. Okay, so it is multi-select question. So first is the short run marginal cost is 6Q upon K. So let us first find out. So Q is equal to twice. So we have L raised power 1 upon 2. K is fixed. So let us write K bar raised power 1 upon 2. Okay, it's constant here. Solve for L. So solving for L, what will we get? So L raised power 1 upon 2 will be equal to Q divided by under root K bar times 2, or L will be equal to Q square divided by 4K. This is what we call units of labor as a function of output. So L is equal to Q square divided by 4K. We know that total cost is equal to wage rate times units of labor employed, rental rate of capital times the units of capital employed. So total cost will be equal to W. W is being given us as 12. So we have 12 times the value of L is Q square divided by 4K bar plus then we have RK. Okay, R and K, these are constant. So what will be the marginal cost? So 4 1s are 4 3s are 12. So 3 2s are 6Q upon K. So C is equal to 6Q upon K bar. It is actually small plus RK. Okay, this denotes So marginal cost will be the derivative of this function with respect to q. So it will be 2 6 are 12, so we will get 12q divided by k, that will be the marginal cost. But here 6q, it is not marginal cost, and I will take this question in detail. Okay, I don't have the space, obviously it is a basic question. So this question is a simple Keynesian open economy model is given by, that is savings plus tax revenue plus what is M will be importers is equal to government expenditure plus investment expenditure plus importers the expenditure on the importers. Options are being given us if the country has trade surplus, which strategy or strategies among the following will reduce the trade imbalance. Okay, imbalance. Everything else constant, decrease in private savings would reduce the trade surplus. Yes, that's true. Everything else being constant, increase in investment would reduce trade surplus. Increase in investment. Okay, so it will also decrease the trade surplus or reduce. Everything else going, increase in the government tax would reduce trade surplus. Increase in government taxes, no, it will increase the trade surplus. Sorry, I am not feeling well this time, so first two options should be correct in this case. So last option is everything else being decrease in government spending would reduce trade. No, increase in government spending will reduce the trade surplus in this case. Coming to the next question, so it is Mundell-Fleming model. So we will be solving these questions in detail. So this is about foreign exchange. Which of the following statements are correct in the context of the foreign exchange market? We are being given the options is when the value of domestic currency vis-a-vis the value of the foreign currency, the domestic currency experience appreciation. So when the value of the domestic currency increases, the domestic currency experiences appreciation. Yes, that is correct, because appreciation is when the value of the domestic currency increases, we say it is appreciation, and if the value decreases, we have depreciation. B option is when the value of domestic currency increases vis-a-vis the value of foreign currency, the domestic currency experiences depreciation. So this should not be correct because it is opposite of A. Third is when the value of the domestic currency decreases, the value of foreign currency, rather the domestic currency experiences, when the value of domestic currency decreases, the domestic currency experiences depreciation. That's correct. And when the value of domestic currency decreases, so it is in fact a simple question, so A and C should be correct. Which of the following statements characterizes Indian labor market? Okay, so we have high workforce participation in agriculture. Yes, we have a quite high proportion of workers engaged in agriculture. So this is multi-select question, obviously. A predominant formal sector employment, no, we have predominant informal sector in India. Increasing gig and contractual employment. Yes, I don't know what is GIG here. So we have contractual employment, which is increasing. So A option should be correct. C option should be correct. A dual structure comprising of organized and unorganized sector. This is also correct. Coming to the next question. Which other statements is or not correct? I don't have the time to read all these, so let us. Okay, so let me. So we have Porter hypothesis, we have race to bottom hypothesis, we have pollution haven hypothesis. I don't know about these, so let us skip this one. This question is from the game theory. We have Bayesian Nash equilibrium, so we will be solving this in detail. So this comes from, so what we have Cobb Douglas preferences for देख रहा है विनोद, अनिल और विनोद के दरमियान. So we have to find out the optimal, the amount of good eggs Anil receives is given this edge word box. So we will be solving this question in detail. Okay, so then we have, this is actually about the ISLM equation with fixed general price. IS equation is being given, LM equation is being given, so money supply is being given. It says 500, government expenditure is 330. We need to solve for, so we need to form two equations, A minus RY, rather A minus BR, Y is equal to A minus BR, and Y is equal to C minus or rather dr. This will be LM equation, this will be IS equation. I guess this question is very basics. Then we need to find out the equilibrium level of income. Okay, so I will be taking these questions in detail. Coming to, this is from the Harrod-Domar equation. So we have consider the following Harrod-Domar growth equation: S upon theta is equal to G plus del, where S denotes the savings rate, theta denotes the capital output ratio, G is overall growth rate, and depreciation of capital is denoted by delta. If delta is equal to 0, savings is 20%. To achieve a growth rate of 10%, the capital output ratio will be. So this is in fact a basic question. So we have G plus del is equal to S upon theta. Okay, growth rate of this is 10%. Depreciation is 0, so plus 0 is equal to savings rate is 20%, and we are supposed to find out the value of theta. So theta will be equal to 10% times theta will be equal to 20%. Solving for theta will be 20% divided by 10%, something like this. It will be 2 will be the capital output ratio. Okay, I'll be solving this question in detail. Then we have the question from the probability, null and alternative hypothesis. I will be trying to solve these kind of questions. Then we have the installation cost of solar power plant is this. Okay, we need to find out the net present value. I will be solving this also. Then we have this equation. We have to maximize f of y. Then we need to find out the value of f of x star, y star. Okay, so we need to, this is the question from optimization. Then we have the question from mixed strategy Nash equilibrium. Okay, so I will take these questions in detail. Then we have MPC. So MPC is equal to 0.75. We need to find out the expenditure multiplier is equal to 1 upon 1 minus MPC. So pretty forward or pretty easy are these questions. 1 minus 0.75, which is equal to 1 divided by 0.25. So K will be equal to 1 divided by 0.25, which is equal to 100 divided by 25, which will be equal to 4. Okay, so I guess this question paper was from easy comparatively to other GATE exam questions that were held in earlier years. This paper was from easy to moderate. easy to moderate. About cutoff, I cannot say anything. I'm not expert, so I'm just solving these questions for you people. And here you can see maximum mathematical economics questions are from my videos. Okay, whosoever is watching my videos, he will get a fair idea how many questions are from my my lectures. Okay, so maximum questions are from mathematical economics, and I am what I can say, feel very proud if I am making myself useful for you. Okay, so see you in next videos. If you are interested, I will be solving these questions in the conventional manner like I use it to solve them. Okay, for that what you need to do, just give your feedback, like and subscribe this channel, and also share with your friends. Thank you, have a nice day.